Hi everybody, I'm Spike Brave, and in this tutorial I'd like to give you a detailed look at the Home tab's default page in MechWarrior Online. If you're just looking for a quick overview of this, check out the previous video in this tutorial. It's just an overview. It gives you the 20,000 foot view so you can find what you're looking for if you don't want detailed information. This video is for detailed information, so we'll go through everything in a lot of detail and explain how everything works down to the really nitty gritty. So let's start in the corner here where I have this pop-up. This is your call to arms pop-up. You'll only see this if you're set up for faction play. Don't worry about faction play. If you're new, just stick with quick play. As you can see, this little pop-up contains which faction is putting out the call to arms, and it's Jade Falcon. They're invading a planet. That's the name of the planet right there. It looks like it's CTS. I'm not, oh my, that's tough to say, but I'm not sure what that is, but that's the planet. Our mode is invasion. The Falcons are defending, and right here we see it's Jade Falcon versus the Free Rossalhog Republic. So if I click here, it'll take me out to the faction play stuff, and I can play in this match. You'll see these when they need a couple players to fill out a match that's just about ready to start. So this almost always guarantees you to go out to faction play and play there. If you want more information on faction play, we'll do a whole other tutorial for that, but that's where you see your call to arms, and you can see that there's several matches going on. This stacks up to about 3 high, I believe. I've never seen it higher than 3. It may go higher, but I don't think it does, but that's where our call to arms is for faction play. So let's go up to the top here. We have these 2 green buttons. They're for faction play and quick play. That's how we launch matches and actually play the game. The next thing we see in the center across the top here are the access to the other tabs of the Mech Lab. So you can see the home tab is selected. It's blue and it's got this little triangle in it. As we pick other tabs, they will turn blue and have the triangle in them to let us know where we're at in the UI. If you would like to know more about what a specific tab or button does, just mouse over it. Of course, we'll get our helpful pop-up by default. You can turn that off if you'd like in the settings, and we'll cover that in a different tutorial. But if we need more information, so if I go out to the Mech Lab, we see that it says customize your mech. Can customize my mech there. Skills lets me work with my modules and mech efficiencies, and of course the store lets me buy stuffs. Alrighty, up here in the left hand top we've got some navigation that lets us go to functionality we can only find in the home tab. So we can select a mech, work with our inventory, and then as you can see we have other stuff under there, and we'll go through all of those in great detail in other tutorials. So again, if you want more information, you can touch them, they'll turn blue, and we'll get our pull out again. We can see select mech, let's select a new mech. I do want to take this opportunity to talk about something I find very important, and that's the testing grounds. This lets you go out to a map in a mech that you pick and walk around and look at the map and shoot and test your mech. So I find this very important because a lot of times matches start, somebody alphas somebody else by accident because they're testing their mech. Do it here, please. Please, please do it here. So we don't have friendly fire incidents, so that's our testing grounds. I do like to point that out whenever I can. Alrighty, continuing on, we have our boxes here on the bottom that give us some information about our currently selected mech and our economic status. So on the top it says current battle mech. This is pretty self-explanatory. It gives us information about our current battle mech. You can see that I have a Timberwolf TBRA selected. It tells me my chassis and my variant. Right under that is the nickname or name of the mech. They kind of use those interchangeably. I will say with nickname because this is what you call it. By default, it's the variant of the chassis. We'll talk about that more as we get to other components of this UI. Finally, in this box, we have our experience points. This is the amount of experience points I've earned in this chassis. You get experience points by playing in a match and performing actions that either help your team or hurt the enemy team. So if you're doing damage, capping, spotting, you're getting experience points. I'll put a link in the description that gives us some detailed information. That way I'm not reading off every possible action that leads to gains in experience points. So look for that link if you want more information. And of course the end of round screen will give you a detailed readout of everything you've done in the match. So look at that as well. After you're done playing a match, you'll get an end of round screen, and just look at it. It'll tell you what you've done that has earned some points. The next thing we have is premium time. So let's spend some time talking about premium time, how we get it, where we can get it, how we spend it, how we consume it. Alrighty, so if we mouse over it, we get a description of what premium time is. It increases our C-bill and XP gain by 50%. That's for quick play and matches. The 10% loyalty and reputation bonus, that has to do with faction play. So if you have premium time active, you get a little bit more rewards at the end of a match. It can be very helpful if you're trying to grind out a chassis or earn some extra C-bills. And of course, if you want to do some private matchmaking, you need to have premium time. We'll talk about setting up a private match in another tutorial. Let's talk about what information is contained within the box. This little area here that says remaining tells us how much time. D means day, H means hours, and M means minutes. So I have 4 days, 7 hours, and 3 minutes remaining on my premium time. Pretty straightforward counter. You cannot stop this counter once it starts. No matter how you started your premium time, once it's going, and it will continue until you hit 0. So there's no pause button on this. So keep that in mind. You cannot pause, stop, or otherwise delay your premium time once it's started. So let's talk about how we get premium time. The most reliable and effective way to get premium time when you want it is to go out to the store and purchase it. We'll show you how to purchase it in the store in the store tutorial, but once you purchase it, the amount you purchase will be added to this timer. It will begin to count down, and there's no way to stop it. Again, no way to stop it. So if you want to buy a week of premium time and you're going on vacation tomorrow and you won't be able to play, don't buy it till you get back. So keep that in mind. Once it starts, we can't stop it. And once you buy it, it starts going. The other way you can earn it is sometimes during events. They will give away premium time. Once you've done whatever criteria is in the event to qualify for the premium time, it starts then and counts down. Now there is another way to get premium time, and that's when you buy mech packs or other promotional items from the website. Occasionally they will be bundled with premium time. That's a special kind of premium time called banked premium time. Banked premium time is in your account, and it does not start until you activate it. Let's talk about how we activate that premium time. First of all, I have this activate button. This may be gray for you if you don't have any banked premium time, but if I click it, we'll see this tells me how much premium time I have banked, and I have 378 days. If I hit OK, it'll add all that time to my timer and start counting down with no way to stop it. So I'm going to hit cancel because I don't want to spend all that in one big shot. Now, if you have banked premium time and you don't want to use all of it at once, go out to the website. Go under your profile. On that main profile page, you'll see a link that says start 30 days of premium time. So you can start it in chunks of 30 days, which is what I do because I have so much banked that I don't want to start a year all at once. I'll go out there, say, hey, I just want to start 30 days. My timer goes up by 30 days and starts counting down. I can't stop it. So that's a look at premium time, how we interact with it here on the home tab. The final box that's not marked, I like to call it my economic box because it gives me information about my monies. So first of all, let's go in here and look. If we mouse over stuff, again, we get more information. So we'll mouse over this yellow MC. And that says Mech credits. This is how PGI allows you to spend real world money in MechWarrior Online. It's how you identify that this currency represents real money. I do want to take some time here and talk about the pay model that MechWarrior Online uses. This game is not pay to win. You can spend C-bills, which you earn in-game. It's the in-game currency you earn just by playing. It may take you a long time to get what you want, but you can still purchase it just using C-bills and spending time playing the game. I do want to take just a brief amount of time and talk about what we can purchase with our MC and why I don't think this game is pay to win. Well, it's not. It's not that I think that way. People make some silly arguments sometimes, but they're pretty flimsy. So let's just talk about this just a little bit. The main purpose for having MC is to buy hero mechs. Now, hero mechs are battle mechs that are only available for real money. Right there, that's number one time people start screaming it's pay to win. Now, the hero mechs come with a special paint job. They have slightly different hard points than some of the other variants, and they get a boost to C-bills. Now, it's universally true, in my opinion, that none of the hero mechs are any better than any of the other variants. You're not going to see a ton of hero mechs out there just slaughtering everybody left and right. It doesn't happen. It's not a pay-to-win feature of the game. It's just how they try to get a little bit. It's how they monetize the game. So let's talk about a couple of mechs that I hear most often being accused of pay-to-win. The hero mech for the Locust is called the Pirate's Bane. It has ECM. No other Locust can carry ECM. ECM, some players consider it quite powerful because you can't lock on with missiles and you don't appear on the radar. And that is a powerful feature, but it's 20-ton mech, and the other hard points it contains and the weight of the ECM itself kind of hampers that mech's ability to be effective. So is that the best Locust? Maybe, but it's definitely not a pay-to-win mech. I don't drop against 20 Pirates Banes and they slaughter everybody in the match. It just doesn't happen. They're not an overly powerful mech. It's only a 20-ton mech. The other one I hear a lot of accusations of pay-to-win are I can't think of its name. It's the Stalker Misery Hero Mech. It has a ballistic hard point. It's the only Stalker that has a ballistic hard point. If you're really good with ballistics, yeah, that's something that can be beneficial to you. But again, it doesn't make it overpowered. It just means you can put one ballistic weapon on it. So again, it doesn't make you any better. It doesn't make you more powerful. So it's not pay to win. Really what it is pay to save time. You can use this MC to purchase battle mechs, whether they're available for C-bills. It just lets you purchase them. So let me rephrase that just a little bit better. I could purchase the Timberwolf that you see that I have, the TVRA, for C-bills or for MC. I'd have to grind out the C-bills and spend a bunch of time doing that, or I could just buy it with MC. That's the pay model of MechWarrior Online. It's pay for either early access, so sometimes they do those mech packs, and you'll get the mechs a little bit earlier than everybody else, but they will eventually become available for C-bills, so don't worry about that. And then if you're just really wanting to buy 3 Timberwolves so you can get them all mastered out, you can save the time of not having to grind them yourselves. I know this probably isn't really useful in just using the home tab UI, but I think it's an important enough subject to talk about because a lot of people are concerned about pay to win because they've seen other games where if they buy a vehicle or ammunition or weapon or however they've decided to monetize the pay to win feature of a game, you buy that weapon, you buy that vehicle, and all of a sudden you're way better than everybody else. It does not happen in MechWarrior Online, so keep that in mind. This just lets you pretty much the time I use it the most is either to buy a hero mech when they come out, or if I really want to buy some paint or a pattern for my battle mech so it looks cool. So it's usually used for cosmetic stuff, and every once in a great while you'll see a hero mech come out. But again, it's not pay to win, and I just wanted to spend some time addressing that. Alrighty, let's talk about our C-bills. Now, C-bills, we earn them the exact same way we earn experience points. Those actions I talked about and that I'll provide the link for provide you C-bills and experience points. So as you play the game, the amount of C-bills you have go up, and you can use that to buy everything you need to be successful. Battle mechs, weapons, engines, all that good stuff you can purchase with C-bills. It'll just take you a little bit longer than if you use your MC. Again, we earn those the exact same way we earn our experience points. End of round screen will tell you about that, and of course I will have that link in the comments so you can see a list. And then finally there's general experience points. Now, you earn general experience points the same way that you earn experience points, but at only 10% of the rate. So at the end of round, you'll see you earn this much experience points for this chassis that goes into this pool. You'll take 10% of that value and add it to this pool. You can spend general experience points to either unlock modules until you have all the modules unlocked. I would recommend that's what you use it for, but it's up to you. The other thing that you can use it for is to purchase efficiencies for your battle mech. So that's in the skills tab, and we'll cover that in another tutorial, but we can either use them to unlock our efficiencies or our modules, and as I said, I would go with modules first, especially until you get at least seismic sensor and radar deprivation unlocked. Those are very important modules. We use them a lot. Radar dep hides you from enemy radar, and seismic sensor allows you to pick up vibrations of the other battle mechs so you can see them if they're on the other side of a building or such. So that's been a little talk about those. And then finally we'll talk about our purchase MC button. Now I was making this tutorial today and I had to stop and start it again because I was laughing so hard because this button's actually broken. If we click it, it says connecting and then it goes back. What this button is meant to allow you to do is to go out to the website and purchase MC. So I'll show you how it's supposed to work as best I can, and then just know that in the future, because I'm sure they'll get it fixed here shortly, that it would take you out to the website, to the portion of the website where you could purchase MC. What would happen is we'll go out here and we'll look at statistics because this also takes you to the website. This is the behavior you would see. You'd click it, it would give you this pop-up and say, hey, we're going to open your default web browser and we'll go out to the website and let you buy some MC. Click yes, we'll get minimized, we'll go out to the website, we click no, it just closes the pop-up, and we can continue on with what we're doing. So keep that in mind, that's how Purchase MC would work, and will probably work when you watch this video, unless you watch this video in the next couple 3 days and they still haven't fixed it yet. All right, let's talk about what's right underneath there. That's the logout button. Lets you log out of the game. News and promotion. I have a tutorial for that, so check that out if you'd like to see that. Here's our social buttons. Looking for group lets us find a group, and then here's a button that lets us interact with all of the social functions you would expect in a game. So making friends, making a group with your friends, chatting with your friends, all that good stuff's there. Again, we'll have tutorials that cover that, so just look through the playlist till you find what you're looking for. And then finally, settings. And this is game settings, and it's pretty standard with what you have for any video game. It's your video settings, your audio settings, keyboard bindings, all that good stuff's there. Again, we'll have other tutorials to show you that. And then finally, let's talk about what's in the middle of the page. We'll start up here in the left-hand corner, and this is pilot information. We have our pilot name, Spike Brave, title. I have chosen the title, The Widowmaker. That is tied to our titles badges right here. If you need more information, check out my tutorial on that. It tells you how to use all those things to set this title. And then finally, we have a pilot skill rating. Here's my advice for new players. Ignore this. It doesn't matter. If you want information about how this works, we'll spend some time talking about it, though. What it is meant to be is an experience bar. It's supposed to tell you how experienced you are playing MechWarrior Online. What they do is at the end of a match, you'll see a match score, and that kind of aggregates your things that you've done to earn experience points and what your performance was. The higher your match score, the greater possibility that your PSR will go up. So how it works is at the end of a match, if you've got a good match score, your PSR may go up. It may still go down. What the most heavily weighted thing that we have in our PSR is whether you win or lose the match. So if you're a solo player like I am, I don't play with other players. I don't drop in teams. It's just a decision I've made to number one, in the BattleTech lore, there is a place for the lone mech warrior who participates in battles, but he's kind of the shadowy figure that no one really knows. He shows up, he breaks the mechs, and he goes back to wherever he was and keeps doing what he was doing. I find that kind of role very interesting. That's why I got interested in the BattleTech lore, so that's what I choose to play. And then secondarily, a lot of people who play video games do like to play by themselves. So I've decided to continue to play by myself to help players who are also choosing that particular strategy. A lot of the other videos that you may see on YouTube have people who are on teams and showing you how to play the game when you're in a team. Not everybody likes to do that. I don't like to do that. So I kind of gear towards the solo player. So keep that in mind. This is just an experience bar, and the most heavily weighted feature is whether you win or lose. You can get the exact same match score, and 250 is kind of where I aim. If I'm not getting 250, I don't think I'm doing so well. But if I get 250 and I win, my PSR will go up. If I get 250 and I lose, my PSR will go down. So it's really more tied to whether I win or lose. And once you're into quick play and you're just dropping with other players, you don't have a whole lot of control or necessarily ability to affect whether you win or lose. So don't worry about this too much. It's not a big deal. I am tier 1, but there are a lot of players that I play with that also are just solo players, and they're tier 2 or 3, and some of them are I would consider to be better pilots than I am. But because they've just got more matches in which they've lost, they don't have as high a PSR. So don't worry about that too much. Unless it's going down all the time. Every single match you play, you're always losing PSR. You're stuck in tier 5 for a long time. You might want to look at what you're doing. You may need to check out some other tutorials that talk about like brawling or how to use your missiles or how to shield with your arms when you're brawling or something like that to help out your performance. So, but in general, it seems to be that everybody slowly goes up till they get to be about tier 2, and then you may see it kind of level off and plateau. Should still go up really, really slow at that point, but again, don't worry about it. What you want to worry about is if you're having fun. They use this as the matchmaker just to determine if you're playing with players that have similar experience to you. So they've been playing for about as long as you. That's a little talk about that. Finally, what we can do with this box is we can roll it up by clicking where it says minimize. See that it changes to maximize, and we can expand it down. Pretty self-explanatory behavior there. Let's talk about this box. This contains our unit information. So we can see that we have a little icon that says I'm a mercenary, and then Superimposed over that is the faction I'm with, and that's Smoke Jaguar. Here's my unit name. It is Spike's Rolling Blunder. Here's my unit tag. This is what's displayed at the start of round to let you know which unit I'm in. And here's the number of members, 1. That's a completely acceptable way to play the game. What I have done is created a unit so I could experience the faction warfare section of the game and the mercenary career path. If we want more information about that, just check out my tutorial about faction play stuff. We'll talk about that more there. But it's completely acceptable to make a unit of 1. And that's what I've done. So I'm a unit of 1. Again, we can roll up this box. Alrighty, let's talk about this box at the bottom. This contains more information about our currently selected battle mech. So we'll see some of the same information that we saw over here, and then some additional information. First of all is our class. How heavy is this, or what class is this battle mech? And this is a heavy battle mech. So that means it's between 60 and 75 tons. Next thing we see is the absolute tonnage of the mech. This mech weighs 75 tons. Next thing is the chassis. This mech is a Timberwolf. The next is the variant, and this is a TBR-1A. We'll talk more about our classes, chassis, and variants and such, which we get more in the mech lab where it's way more important, but it's just informational here. Finally, we have our nickname as the last thing on the top of the mech. This is what you call the mech. This can be very helpful if you have several of the same variant because you would like to do that for faction play or for whatever reason. So what we can do is we can change the nickname of this battle mech by clicking this pencil. So what we'll do is we'll click that and we'll change it to Timby. That's what a lot of people call Timberwolves, so we'll click OK. So now we'll see that this updates, but this didn't. This should say Timby. Not everything in the UI updates all the time whenever you do something, so what I'm going to do is force an update by choosing a different mech. So real quick, I'll click Select Mech. We'll go to my Timberwolf C. We'll come back to my Timberwolf A, and then we'll go back to the Mech Labs default page, and we'll see that now it's updated. So keep that in mind. Every once in a while, you'll see something that doesn't update when it should, but if you use this to change your name, know that it's been changed. It may just take a second for everything to catch up. Alrighty, the next thing we see here is mech efficiency. This is how far along the skill tree you are. If you want more information, check out my skill tree tutorials. This color means the same thing it does for efficiencies in here. So blue means that you have basics done. Green means you have elites done, and orange or yellow, depending on how you perceive the color, will mean that you have the chassis mastered. And then finally, we have some information about our XP and GXP. One of the things that you're allowed to do in MechWarrior Online is convert some of your XP to GXP, and this is a place where you can do that. There is a fee. It does cost MC to do so, so I'll give you an example here, and we'll see what happens. So I have 1,300 XP available in the chassis pool for this battle mech. If I click this arrow, we'll see that it'll convert 25 of my XP, so this went down by 25, to GXP. This went up by 25. And then it'll tell me the cost here across the bottom. This transaction will cost me 1 MC. So as I click this, it'll go up by 25 here, and then my MC will go up for each 25 unit I wish to purchase. Keep in mind that this is the default behavior. Every once in a while they run sales where this ratio changes. So sometimes you'll see that it's 50 experience points being converted for every MC. Once you've figured out how much you would like to convert, just click this Convert to GXP button, and you'll get this pop-up, and it'll tell you exactly what you're purchasing. So convert 75 Mech XP to GXP for 3 MC. If I click yes, the change occurs. If I click no, nothing happens. I'm not interested in that transaction, so I won't do it, but that is all there is to this particular pop-up. We'll minimize this one and show you the last thing that you can really do in the Home tab's default. And that is look at your battle mech a little bit more carefully. So you can see that I have a nice picture of the model of my battle mech. What I can do is hold my right mouse button and then move my mouse right or left to spin the battle mech. So we'll click our right mouse button and then spin our mech. You can see. Now he's spinning to the right. If I go left, hold it and move left, he spins left, and we can look at our battle mech from every angle. Just a way to observe your battle mech. You can see some stuff that may help you out. You can see that I have 3 lasers here, a laser here, a laser here, and a laser here. So I know by looking at my model, I can tell that if I turn my battle mech like this to an enemy, the only weapon he can hit is the one in this arm. So keep that in mind. Look at your model, check out where things are, look for good places to shoot or to protect from being shot. Well, that's been a look at everything we can do out here in the home tab of our UI. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you like what you're seeing, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. If you'd like even more content, check me out on Patreon. I'll throw a card on the video and a link in the comments so you can find me out there if you'd like to see some more things I'm doing out on Patreon. As always, have great luck on the battlefield and I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching.